Hi crocheters of the world, in this tutorial, crocheters and knitters, sorry, in this tutorial we will work together on this cropped, so cool pool. It's knitted really easy. Now I work it with these holes in it, but you can just leave out the holes if you don't like the holes. Then there's no problem. What I want to tell you before of beginning this tutorial is that it's a very easy project, so it's perfect, it's beginner friendly. If you know how to knit, so you, I don't know, have knitted in the past shawls, scarves, but it can be a good first my first pullover, knitted pullover, okay, let's say that, because if you leave out the holes, it is just a stockinette stitch backside, a little bit of increases here, and then it's stockinette stitch front side. Then the sleeves are worked by themselves, so only so not with the pull, but I worked one by one the sleeves, and then I sewn them. So you have to sew a little bit the sides and the sleeves. That's all. So it's a bulky yarn, it's a very lovely yarn, very so cool, so soft. It is the name of it, but actually it is cool and soft. It is just perfect because it grows very fast because it is bulky, to be worked with 7mm needles. I work it with 6.5mm needles because for my hand was perfect like this. So it's you to decide actually the size that you feel perfect for your hand knitting. And yes, I think I've just said all about it, so we can just begin our tutorial. It is really easy. These double borders are so cool. I just love them, and I use them here and on the bottom part, and yes, it is just lovely. You've just seen it entire, so it's perfect. I love it. It's easy. So as I said before, I just want to underline, this is a beginner friendly project. You can try it without holes or with holes. Anyway, let's get started. Now let me show you how to work this blouse, this pullover, sorry, crop pullover. It's really easy. We begin from the back side bottom, okay, with the long tail cast on. So I will cast on here for this, for the tutorial, I don't know, maybe 30 stitches. So this is the cast on that I used. Okay, you know it. I already began here because after you cast on, you just need to work some rows in stockinette stitch. You know, the stockinette stitch is one knit, so one row knit, one row purl. So I won't, this is not a video to show you how to cast on or to stockinette stitch. So this is the video of the pullover, crop pullover, okay? So I just work some knit and purl rows, okay, alternating knit and purl rows for my stockinette stitch, and I will be back to show you the pattern, actually the holes that I put in my pullover, okay? This is the first step to work. We are on the wrong side bottom, okay, and this is knit. And now when you begin, so a new row, you will always pass as if to knit if you are knitting the row, as if to purl like this if you are purling the row. So okay, this is how I used to work to have a nice border at the end, okay? Okay, and now let's see how to work this kind of buttonholes. It's exactly the same thing. You will work exactly as the horizontal buttonholes. Okay, so don't put them very too near. Let's say. So these are the holes that I was talking about. You will put them here and there, so it's you to decide where you will put them. I can say I put 4 on the back side and 3 on the front side. You can also put them on the sleeves, or you can just choose not to put any of these, so just to work the pullover as the back side in stockinette stitch. Then I will show you how to work the front side without holes. So just a pullover, the easiest pullover, knitted pullover, okay, I can say. Okay, but if you want, let me just show you. It's exactly like the horizontal buttonholes. There is only one rule: don't put them very close to the sides. Okay, that's all. Now, this one, the first one, I put it here, so I somewhere here I will put the second. So to create this nice border that you see here, you will, here it is, you will knit, pass as if to knit, and pass as if to purl on the purl row your first stitch. That's all, so nothing else. Okay, just pass as if to knit, pass as if to purl the first stitch. This is how you will create this nice border, and it is very important to have it because we will sew together the parts, and it's really easy with this border. Okay, now I am just knitting to the part where we want to, I decide to put the, I can put it here. Okay, so I will work on 5 stitches. Okay, so it's like this: work the first and then just cast off or bind off. Okay, so work another 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so that's all. This is what you have. Okay, you created just half of your hole. Now we will create the other half, so we will close the hole when we purl. Okay, now I will just go to the end and on the purl, into the purl row, let's say. So as I said before, you will always begin with a as if to purl or as if to knit, obvious, if you are knitting the row. Okay, and I just go to the casted off stitches. Here I am, and now I casted off 5. I will add 5 stitches like this with this method. You, I think, already know it. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, now I will continue on purling to the end of this row. Okay, into the next row, which is a knit row. Just try to keep them nice and close to each other. So in order to not to create some gaps here. Okay, so now I am working exactly the stitches that I oops, sorry, like this, exactly the stitches that I added on the pearl row. Okay, like this, and now just the other stitches. Okay, and here we are, the last stitch. So here I have two of these nice holes, but exactly as I've told you before, if you don't want them, you just leave them out of your pattern. So you just work a nice square or rectangle, or yes, as long as you want. Now I will continue on for some more rows, and then I will be back to show you the second important step of this pattern, which is the front side and the increases for the neckline. Now let's pretend that I have reached the length that I want for the back side. Okay, so what I have to do is to divide the back of the neck from the two shoulders. So I have 30 stitches here, 9 and 9. I will put a marker on the other side, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 9. Like this. 9 and 9 are for the shoulders, and 12, the remaining 12, due, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's see here what we have. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I put one more. Okay, the remaining 12 are for the neckline, and this last row of the back side will be worked like this. I work the first 9, so the shoulder, and now what I want to do is to cast off or bind off these 12. So let me just show you how. I work one more, and 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, now these are the 9. I will work 2, okay, of the shoulder, of the back of the neck. So these are 9, work 2, and now I will begin to bind off. Okay, and I will bind off until I reach the marker, and I will still have one more stitch, so I will have to bind off one more. Okay, so like this we will have 9 and 9. This is the idea that I wanted, or what I wanted to explain to you. Okay, bind off all that we have here till the marker, and of course still have one. Take off the marker, and now just bind off one, and you will see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have them all. Okay, so I will just knit to the end. Now I have 12 stitches binded off, 9 plus 9 for the shoulders, but I have to work, because I want a nice and round neckline, I have to work once one shoulder, then the other shoulder, and then we will just join together and work all. Put a marker, so the marker into the last stitch here, around the last stitch, so like this I will know that this is my very last row that I worked on the wrong side, on the back side. So marker on both. Okay, it's very important. Later on you will see. Now I will begin to work only one shoulder, this one. So this will be the wrong side. So I will just go ahead and work the wrong side like this. So this is the first row of the front side. Okay. I will work to the end of this short row. It's a short row, but like this. Okay. And now what I want to do is to increase. Okay, here I will increase. Don't forget that you have these stitches too here. Okay, we will keep them here while we work one shoulder. And I will increase 2 times. So in this particular row and into the next row, front knit row. Okay, 2 or 3 times, because here I have 12 and here with the increases I must have more or less less than half of the stitches that I have here. So if I increase 2 times, I will have 2 stitches plus 2 stitches, which is 4. So I have to add 4 plus 8 are 12. If I increase 3 times, I will have half. 3 plus 3 plus 6. That's increase 3 times. To increase, I will pass the first and increase into the second. Working back and front, knitting back and front, okay? Now, into each knit, 2 more knit rows, just go ahead and increase only on this side. Okay, then I will be back to show you how to continue on. I just have 10 already. 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Okay, so at the end we will have, of these 2 more knitting rows, we will have 30. So I worked my 3 my 3 rows, sorry, with the increase, 3 knitted rows, okay. And I worked a total of 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit. 6 rows. And I added 3 more stitches on this side. So now I have to work exactly the same thing. I will cut the yarn here, just cut the yarn. Okay, so I cut the yarn because I finished the first shoulder and now I have to work the other one. And you know, I finished here the back side with a knit to the end, and then I begin the front side with a purl. And kind of we have to continue here, so we work with the first purl row. But look, we can begin here. Anyway, not in this position, not in this situation, okay? Because it's obvious that we need to join the yarn here, but we want it here. So it's really easy. I will just pass all the stitches on the other needle, and then we are ready to begin the other shoulder. Okay, now yes, I can begin here with a purl stitch. So I will put a purl row, sorry, so I will put the yarn here and like this, and just begin. Leave a nice and long tail here, don't worry about it, just leave it nice and long like this. Okay, now I will just go ahead and work first row. The only difference is that in each, of course we will increase in each knit row for a total of 3 knit rows, but we will increase at the end of each knit row. This is the row, the purl row, and now I will begin here, but I will increase into the second to last. Okay, this is the only difference. This is the second last, knit front and knit back to increase, and then the last. Okay, so I will go ahead and work exactly the same thing on that I worked, exactly the same number of rows that I worked on the other side. So we did the other side, and now we put 6 stitches, so 3 and 3 we added, there are 6, and here we have 12. So to have exactly the same number with the front, with the back side, now we need to add 6 more. So to add 6 more, I will just add like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and now I will just pass all these stitches like this. Okay, and I will begin to work here. Okay, so just all the stitches that I have here, I will begin to work them. Then I need to just cut the yarn. After we pass them all, we cut the yarn and we add it here. Okay, and we begin to work back and forth with the same pattern, obvious. So this is like this, with the same pattern. So we will put some hose. We work the same number of stitches. I cut the yarn and I also join it here on the back side with the a needle like this. Okay, it is here. So I am working the first row is a purl row. Okay, I am working all the stitches, and then I will go ahead and work exactly as I work actually here. Here it is. Here it is. I will try to work them nice and close. As close as we can to each other. It's very important not to have ugly spaces. Okay, so now I have on the front side exactly the same number of stitches that I have on the back side, so I can just go ahead and work my stitches. Okay, I will be back to show you next step, which will be how to join together the parts and the sleeve and the borders. So how to sew actually together the parts, the sleeve and the borders. This is my pull and this is my sleeve. So as I've told you before, I work the sleeve totally apart of the pull. This is the pull without the sleeve. Okay, and this is the elastic bind off that I use. Now I will show you here because I use the same one, and I will show you. So for the sleeve, from the marker that you put, you see these large stitches here on this. Now in this we want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I leave 5. Okay, this is the armhole. Must be just right for the arm circumference, and on the other side obvious will be exactly the same number. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this will be my armhole. Okay, so 5 plus 5 is 10. I cast it on 10 stitches. I worked my sleeve on 10 stitches. Okay, this is how you calculate your stitches for the sleeve. Now this is the first. I will work the second, and with both I will work the first with the, like this. Now I just want to work to knit from the back. This is knit, insert needle, left needle through both, and now knit from the back. Knit 1, insert both through both the left needle and yarn over and knit from the back. These are the 2 steps. So knit 1, then the left needle through both, and then knit from the back. Knit 1, left needle through both and knit from the back. Knit 1, left needle through both and knit from the back. Knit 1, knit from the back. And this is the way we knit, we bind off the elastic bind off. I really love it because it is elastic, but it looks very, very nice. So from an aesthetical point of view, it is also very, very nice. Okay, cut a nice and long tail, because with this tail we will sew. So I will show you how to sew. We will sew the sleeve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, so we have our 10 stitches here. We will sew 5 and 5, 5 on one side, 5 on the other side, and I will begin from here. Now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always, of course, put on the wrong side, and the sleeve too on the wrong side. This, okay, and just be sure it's like this. This is the front side, this is the back side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I will begin here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And put here. Okay. Through both, like this. So it's 5 here and 5 on the other side. This is the very first. Okay, this is the first. Now, can you see we need 2 on this and 2 on this? Okay, and we just go ahead and sew. Again, 2 on this side, 2 on this side. This is the third. Okay, and 2 on this side. This is the fourth. Anyway, and then we go on the other side. Okay, like this. You can also pin if you want to, and then we will just want to sew the sleeve, actually not to the end, you will leave just some stitches. Okay. Last but not least, we have the borders, bottom borders and around the sleeve, but exactly the same thing you have to work. Now let me just show you here how to work them. Now you will begin, I will begin in this one. Can you see it? It's 1, 2. This, let me show this. Can you see? And you have to follow exactly the same. This is the most difficult part because you have to follow exactly the same line of them. Okay, it's not very easy, but let me give you a trick. Follow the line even if you are not exactly there, so you can just adjust as you go. Okay, and you must have at the end the same number of stitches that you have in total here. And here I began with 30, so I can just put some markers, okay, just because I want to be more or less sure. I said I will begin in this one, and there will be this, and then this, and this, and this. Okay, I will put it here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. This would be, yes, more or less the center of it. Okay, so I will go ahead and put some more, put them as, so I will follow the line. This is 15, 15, that I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 again. Okay, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and somewhere I lost some stitches. Maybe it's here. Yes, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I don't know where are 2 stitches. I can put 14 here, but I need 15. So 1 stitch is the border stitch, and this is, so these are the 2 stitches actually that we cannot see, but we have to. And can you see? You can just do like this to see it. This. Okay. So I will take here the first one. This will be my first. Okay. This is my first one. Maybe it's easy if I take it with the crochet hook. Yes. And now I will just go ahead, as I shown you, to take all my stitches. It's here. Yes, it's here. Okay. Be sure you are on the same line of stitches. Okay, just don't forget about this. Just follow the line. It's 1, Can you see here I was a little bit down there. Okay, as I said, more or less it's not very easy to do it, but anyway, just be there. The trick is to have at the end the same number of stitches and to be more or less to the same line. I said more or less because no one will see if you go just one into the next, into the row below. No one will see. Okay, so go like this, and then we will begin to work in stockinette stitch. That's all, as long as you want it to be the border. I already worked the very first row, and as I said before, it's the first and the last that you have to invent because it's really difficult to identify them, but you must have them. Okay, because you must have the same number of stitches that you have on the blouse. So I finished like this, then I turned, and when you turn you are on the right side, so you just knit the first, and then we are on the wrong side and be purl. Knit and purl, knit and purl, so work in stockinette stitch as for the length that you want it to be, and you will just bind off on a knit row with the elastic bind off that I've just shown you, and that is all. So I hope you will do it, lots of you, because it's so beautiful but so easy. There's no need to work the holes if you don't want to. You can just work as a simple stockinette stitch cropped pullover or long pull, because you can work it as long as you wish it to be. You can work it as a dress if you want to. And the borders, these borders are really great here. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.